They told her she wasn't on the list, that she must have made a mistake, that maybe she had the wrong event. The words stung, but the tone behind them hit even harder, condescending, dismissive, laced with that quiet kind of prejudice that doesn't shout but still wounds deeply. Amara had arrived early to the luxury gala, an exclusive charity event hosted at one of Manhattan's most prestigious rooftop venues. Dressed in a stunning emerald green gown that hugged her figure and sparkled with understated elegance, she stood tall, despite the cold stares from the check-in staff. She wasn't loud, she wasn't rude. She simply gave her name and waited. Woman behind the check-in table, a tall blonde with a headset and clipped accent, frowned and scrolled through the digital list on her tablet. "I'm sorry, but I don't see your name here." Amara repeated her name slowly. Amara Benson. "The reservation should be under Amara or Alexander Benson." Another quick scroll, then a longer pause. "No, there's no Amara Benson on the list. And I don't have any record of an Alexander Benson either," she said flatly, without making eye contact. That's when the subtle glances started. Staff whispering. One security guard subtly stepping closer. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Other guests arriving, being warmly welcomed, while Amara stood alone near the entrance. The discomfort in the air was almost tangible now. "You're sure this is the right event?" the woman asked with a faint smirk. Amara's throat tightened. She'd been through moments like this before, brushed off in boutiques, followed in department stores, spoken over in meetings. Her skin color had always seemed to invite assumptions. But tonight wasn't supposed to be like that. She and her husband had donated 6 figures to this cause. They had received a personal invitation from the organizers themselves. "I know. This is the right place," Amara said calmly, though her voice was edged with frustration. "My husband and I are sponsors of the event." The woman's brows lifted with performative surprise. "Sponsors." Before Amara could respond, another staff member interjected, whispering something into the woman's ear. Whatever was said only made things worse. The blonde woman's expression shifted subtly. Now, with a tinge of superiority, "I'm sorry, but without verification, we can't allow you inside. You're welcome to wait over there while we sort it out," she said, gesturing toward a small waiting area near the back, away from the red carpet, away from the guests. It felt like exile. Amara stood still for a few seconds. She thought about pushing back. She thought about demanding to speak to someone in charge. But then she simply pulled out her phone and sent a short text. "Apparently, I don't exist tonight," she typed. The response came in less than a minute. "B. They're in 5." 5 minutes later, a sleek black Rolls-Royce pulled up outside the entrance. From the back stepped Alexander Benson, tall, composed, tailored in a midnight blue tuxedo that whispered old money and quiet power. The valet practically sprinted to open the door for him. Security straightened. The staff at the door froze. Alexander was a name that resonated in both finance and tech circles. Billionaire, investor, philanthropist. Quietly powerful, but rarely seen in public. And he wasn't alone. Flanked by 2 senior board members of the charity and the events director, he walked with purpose directly toward his wife. "Amara," he said, reaching for her hand and kissing it gently. "I got your message." The shift in atmosphere was immediate. The woman behind the check-in table suddenly found herself standing at attention, eyes wide. One of the board members turned to her. "Why was Mrs. Benson not let inside?" he asked, voice hard. I didn't see her name on the list." The woman stammered. "That's because she's on the VIP sponsor list," said Alexander coolly. "And since you clearly didn't recognize her name, you must also have failed to recognize her face." The woman opened her mouth, but no words came out. The event director stepped forward. "Mrs. Benson, please accept our sincerest apologies. This is completely unacceptable. You and Mr. Benson are among our top donors. There must have been a clerical error." "There was no clerical error," Alexander interrupted. "Mara's name was on the list when we RSVP'd. I confirmed it myself. This isn't about paperwork. This is about how you treat people based on assumptions." A few nearby guests had turned to watch. Murmurs spread. Cameras clicked. Amara stood a little taller, feeling the weight of the moment. "I was told to wait in the back," she said softly, as if I didn't belong here. The board member's face went pale. "We'll make this right." Alexander's jaw clenched. "You'll need more than an apology." And just like that, he turned to his wife, offering her his arm. Together, they walked past the stunned staff, through the velvet ropes, and into the glittering ballroom. The crowd parted like water. Later that evening, a press release would circulate about a staffing shakeup at the organization. The woman who had erased Amara from the list would no longer be affiliated with the event. A new initiative for diversity training would be launched, but none of that could erase the humiliation Amara felt that night. And yet, space not with yelling, not with anger, but with grace and undeniable presence. She was no longer the woman they tried to ignore. She was the one they would never forget.